Good day, traders. Welcome back to Fides Trading Channel, and we are back again with another Fides Flows video. Today is Tuesday, the 22nd of July, 2025, and I've really been slacking on these videos recently, so I just wanted to get back to form. No, this is not a weekly video as we generally do from the weekends, but I am going to incorporate a few elements from there, like taking a look at the higher time frames and just work my way down, focusing on gold, Nas100, and Us30. So for those of you all that are new to the channel, what I do in these Fides Flow videos is I do a deep dive into the price action and fundamentals behind gold, Nas100, and Us30, giving you a clear roadmap for the trading day ahead. Using high time frame technical analysis, I identify key zones, momentum shift, and trend structures. Then combine that with real-time macroeconomic drivers like interest rates, inflation data, and market sentiment. So whether you're a swing trader or day trader, this breakdown helps you understand what's really moving these markets and where high probability setups might form. So without further ado, let's hop into the charts. We are starting with gold, and we are on the 4-hour chart. We can see that gold is currently trading at 3386.1 after a very potent bullish run that started on Thursday last week. So let's just drop into the higher time frame first and take a look at what the markets are showing us. So on the monthly time frame, price is trading very bullish. We can see we have the two doji candles from May and June, and we have a nice full-bodied one currently formed for July. Not a lot of bullish momentum behind it, but we can see there is bullish strength. In terms of indicators, price trading above 2150 and 200 SMA, and we are still trading in the overextended levels of the RSI above 85. Dropping into the weekly, we can kind of see some consolidatory factors kicking in here, with price finding some resistance at 3440 and support at around 3250. Price still trading above the 2150 and 200 moving averages. However, we can note some RSI divergence right here. So we can see where the peaks are forming. The price action charts is very different to how peaks are forming on the RSI, which leading to some divergence, which could indicate we could see a drop sometime soon. Taking a look at the daily time frame, we can see that consolidation at play, with price trading between that 3432 level and the 3256 level. Currently we are in a bullish move on this daily, and we can see we have a bullish support trend line which is intact and is currently providing bullish confluence to the market. As it stands, price is trading upon the 21 SMA on the daily chart due to the consolidation, but it is comfortably trading above the 50 SMA and the 200 SMA. In terms of RSI, we are seeing consolidation signs where it is trading within that sweet spot region, within 45 and 55. So not much there coming out of the RSI, but we are seeing more bullish momentum than bearish momentum. And how I'm identifying this is I'm seeing peaks above 55 more than I'm seeing troughs below 45. So let's get into the intraday analysis. We are on the 4-hour chart, and let's take a look at some of the movements that happened last week. So last week we had a massive drop in the market all the way until Thursday, before the markets actually turned around at 3320 and spiked to the upside, and we had a massive push to the upside. So from 3312, we are currently sitting at 3385, peaking at 3400. So this was nearly a 90-point move from Thursday to current. So that's a 90-point range. Would have been some beautiful money if we got a long position in there right at the bottom. But obviously this was a new level. Actually, maybe not a new level, because I am seeing there was a support here. Was a little bit of a support there that actually pushed this market to the upside. And this was formed on Thursday, the week prior. Interesting. Okay. So with that push on Thursday, we actually broke above the pivot level of 3351, and the markets kept pushing higher. We broke above the resistance at 3373, which actually held throughout the last week. We had that spike to the upside on Wednesday, which we thought would push beyond, but markets retraced. But we can see that we have a clean break since Monday at 11 o'clock. So clear that the bulls are in control. And we can see we have a bullish support trend line also at play here, which is adding an extra layer of confluence to the markets. I am just going to drop this to the current time frame only because it's impacting my analysis. Okay, so yeah, we have the bullish support trend line, which is intact, which is adding a layer of confluence. Price trading above the 21 and 50 SMA, which is bullish, with the 21 trading above the 50 SMA, with the 200 SMA trailing nicely below the charts. Now, in terms of the RSI, it is clear that bullish momentum is very, very much intact, hitting those overextended levels yesterday around 3 o'clock before the retracement took place. And we are moving back within that sweet spot, or we're moving towards the sweet spot region at 55 on the RSI. We haven't reached it yet, so what I could potentially see from a 4-hour perspective is price coming back, testing the 3373 level, and then pushing higher. We do also have a fair value gap here at 3359, so also looking to be alert on that. But of course, this means we'll have to firmly break the bullish support trend line that we do have intact. So we'll have to wait to see how that plays out. But yeah, from a 4-hour perspective, I'm looking at 3373 as a potential pivot zone. In terms of Asian session, we can see Asian highs at 3398 with Asian lows at 3383. So about a 15-point difference, not much there. And we would potentially see a break during the London session now, or potentially New York session a bit later on. So dropping to the 1 hour, we're getting a little bit more clarity here. We can see that yesterday we continued that bullish trend that was started on Thursday. Thursday, we just kept moving bullish, bullish, bullish. Friday, continued moving bullish. Monday, we started with a bit of a retracement and then pushed bullish from the early hours of the morning. And now today, Tuesday, please excuse me. Yep, we can see that price is moving a bit bearish today since the early hours of the morning. We broke above the 3392 pivot level, and we hit that 3400 before the markets actually retraced. We created a nice little double top pattern there, and the markets are in a retracement now. As it stands on the 1 hour chart, we are still trading above the 2150 and 200 SMA, which is great to see. We did have a peak of the RSI at 4 o'clock yesterday, where we were in the overextended levels before the retracement took place. And we are now in the sweet spot region of the RSI. So we could potentially see a push to the upside from the current level that we are at. What that would look like for me is we are creating a bit of level. I'm going to drop into the 5-minute charts because that's where I would be looking for my entries. So on the 5-minute chart, we can actually see that price is moving a bit sideways at the moment. We have our Asian low here at 3383. So if this level holds for the London session and leading into the New York session, I could potentially see a break above 3390, which is the level that's created here, as a potential entry opportunity to ride the wave to the upside. As it stands, looking at it from an indication perspective, on the 5-minute, we're not really looking at RSI, but from a SMA perspective, we are trading above 200 SMA, but we are trading bearish on the 21 and 50 SMA. So a break above those two may give me, a firm break above those two may give me added confluence to actually take an entry on the 5-minute chart. That on top of, say, the Asian lows, after testing the Asian lows, it would give me a little bit more support. But until I see that, I'm going to just assume this market is going to keep moving bearish. And I am looking at 3373 as a potential bounce level, or the retest of 3383 on the 5-minute chart, and then a push to the upside. 3383 has the added confluence of the bullish support trend line. And this does have to retouch it. It has been validated. And I would say there's more confluence from 3383 to take that long position. But we'll have to wait and see. We're on the sweet spot region on the 1 hour. We are very close to 21 SMA, and we have been using 21 SMA as a bounce. So once we are out of this consolidation phase, I think we'll have an extra layer of confluence to actually use for these long positions. Let's move on to the next chart. We are on Nas100, or rather US Tech, and we are on the 4-hour chart. Currently looking at this market is bullish, moving bullish at the moment. We broke out of the consolidation above the pivot level at 2284, and we have been creating new highs with price currently sitting at 23122. Excuse me. So let's just take a look at the high time frame analysis first. Monthly, we are trading comfortably bullish, trading above 21 and 50 SMA and in the overextended region on the RSI. In terms of the weekly time frame, we are trading above 2150 SMA and we are in the bullish region of the RSI, adding further bullish confluence to lower time frames. On the daily, we are trading above 21 and 50 SMA with bullish price action structure with higher lows in respect of higher highs, and we are tapping that overextended level above 70. So it is clear that this market has been moving very bullish for an extended period of time and is in need of some sort of strong retracement from a daily perspective. Now on the 4-hour time frame, also a little bit more clearer structure. We can kind of see the retracements playing out. So market has been moving very, very bullish from last week. We had strong spikes to the upside, also movements to the downside for retracement opportunities, but for the most part, that bullish trend is very, very much intact. We can see here that price is testing the bullish support trend line as it stands, but I would actually say that this is more for the 4-hour time frame. So I'm going to keep this on this and above, rather, and use a different trend line for a lower time frame, because I am seeing that it is cutting through price as it stands right now. So looking at the RSI, we are trading in the bullish region of the RSI, currently approaching the sweet spot, so we could see some type of bounce soon. Let's drop into the 1 hour to see where this bounce could potentially happen. So on the 1 hour time frame, we actually just need to adjust our Asia highs and our Asia lows right there. Perfect. So Asia highs currently today at 23200 with Asia lows at 110. So as it stands on the 1 hour time frame, markets are in a retracement. We are trading below the 21 SMA but above the 50, and we have moved into the bearish region of the RSI below 45. Now, markets did see a strong spike to the upside yesterday at the New York Open, so it is clear that the bulls are in control, and I am looking for long positions and potentially seeing where we could capitalize on these long positions. We did have a fair value gap here, but it seems that the market has disrespected it. So the next levels would potentially be 23078 or 23,000. Yeah, firmly at 23,000. So let's just mark off these levels. 23,000 right there, and 23,070 right there. Let's make sure these are available on the lower time frames. And I would be expecting a bounce from these levels towards the upside and beyond the resistance of 23260. So there is some prime opportunities in the markets today. So please make sure to keep your eyes open and actually, take the opportunities that they present. Even if you're taking a tester, it's still worth the shot. I mean, we have a lot of value that we could garner leading up there. Not to mention the test of the 50 SMA, which we have seen in the past has been a level of confluence. We have 21 and the 50 trading very nicely with each other, which adds to that confluence. Not seeing any RSI divergence, which is good. And just going to be riding this wave to the upside. So we'll be looking for an entry on the 5-minute time frame. And we still have a ways to go here. And we are in the middle of nowhere as it stands. So we still have liquidity to collect all the way to the downside to that 23066 level. Taking a look at Us30 now, we are on the 4-hour chart, and this market is very much in a consolidatory phase between the support of 44200 and the resistance of 44820. Market's been moving steady sideways. We are actually within a tighter range than that. Let's take a look at the monthly quickly. Yeah, bullish on the monthly, trading above 2150 and 200, and we are in the bullish region of the RSI. On the weekly time frame, we are trading the bullish region of the RSI above 2150 and 200 SMA, fast approaching resistance at 45,000. The daily time frame, we are very, very much bullish. We can see a lot of consolidatory factors in this market at the moment, but we are trading above the 2150 and 200 SMA and in the bullish region of the RSI with the bullish support trend line as an added layer of confluence. On the 4-hour chart, back to where we're supposed to be, we are seeing bullish consolidation. Markets were moving bearish, broke back within range, and now trading bullish. We can actually see a deeper consolidation if we drop down into the 1-hour chart. I just want to clean this up a little. So let's delete some things that we don't need. Okay, we do actually need that trend line. So yeah, as it stands on the 1-hour time frame, we can kind of see that we have a resistance level at around 44,623, and markets are shooting up, dropping down from that level. We've had 3 touches of that level, so it has been validated. In terms of support, we are seeing higher lows that are being created, which is adding to the bullish confluence theory that I do have. But last well-formed support, I would say, would be, I don't know what's going on with this thing, but last well-formed support would be 44,235. Not sure why so as it stands, the markets are trading. Oh, let's just fix our Asia sessions here. So these are Asia highs and our Asia lows down there. Okay, perfect. So as it stands, market is moving very consolidated at the moment. We had a massive spike up yesterday towards the resistance at 44,626, and the market sharply dropped thereafter towards the latter part of the evening. So yeah, moving very wavy. We can see a lot of choppiness in the market at the moment. Not a lot of confirmed market directionality, but if you are a scalper and you can gauge from a 1-hour perspective where we could potentially find an entry, it is definitely worthwhile to take these types of scalps, especially if you're going to get in and out very, very quickly. So yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing with US30 as it stands. I can see from a 1-hour perspective it is bearish, but it can easily shift bullish in a blink of an eye. So I am trading session per session to determine what's going on. So now it's the London session and it is very consolidated. So not much in terms of entry, but I know volume will kick in once the New York session starts later today. So that is pretty much it from a technical analysis perspective. Let's quickly take a look at fundamentals. Taking a look at fundamentals, we can see that there is not much for the week ahead. We do have some Euro news on Thursday and some USD news on Thursday for Flash PMI. But in terms of Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah, not too much that is going to really move or impact the market. Let's take a look at the headlines. Taking a look at some of the gold headlines, gold price stays subdued below 3400 despite looming trade concerns. Gold price falls, gold shines bright as dollar sinks, yield crumbles. That was for the 21st of July. Gold tests major psychological resistance. Yeah. Gold jumps near 3370 following base building near 20 EMA. Okay, so some of the news yesterday focused on bullish gold, and today it's more focused on like it being subdued below 3400. So I think a lot of people are going to focus on the fact it didn't break 3400, which is definitely a major level of contention. So if I do trade, I will be trading towards that level and waiting a reaction before I take anything further. Quickly taking a look at the VIX index, we can see that VIX is trading at 16.93 from the open of the week at 16.85. So very much trading where it opened during the week, still within the risk on territory, which supports further bullish indices and a bearish gold. But we can see that this has been very invalidated for the past week, and we are seemingly finding a level of equilibrium at this current place in time. So we need to see some sort of breakout from this consolidation to actually confirm that investors have stepped in and there is liquidity and momentum that is moving this market. So for today, that is it. I hope you enjoyed the analysis. It was a bit of a longer one because I had to do the weekly analysis, so I do apologize. But nonetheless, I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, wishing you all a very happy trading week. Make sure it ends in profit. And I will catch you in the next video. As always, this is not financial advice, but my personal opinion on the current state of the markets. Before taking any positions in the markets, make sure to do your own research first. With that, happy hunting traders, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.